Hey, so guys, in this video I'm going to be going over a video request. This video is going to be about making a Psytrance bassline in Ableton Live and Serum, which will be pretty fun. So I have our kick here. We're at 138. I've already dropped in a MIDI channel. I'm going to select all that. Oops, gonna select all that. Right click, insert MIDI. And yeah, I'm just going to drop something in G, because why not? And just drag that out. So yeah, I think G bass lines are pretty neat. And I'm going to be dropping in Serum now. Now there's a couple ways to go about it. I'm going to just go over a few ways to get the job done. So yeah, right now it's just a long MIDI note in G, and it sounds like this. Right, so there's a couple ways, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be kind of using 16ths. So you can do that with an arpeggiator in the MIDI or actually within Serum in the modulator. So yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to add a filter, give it some drive, maybe bring it down an octave. All right, that sounds cool. So I'm going to start out by using the LFO, which is synced. And this is a really useful tool just to get an idea down. It's synced to the BPM by default. Right? Just going to move that guy over. Boom. Double click anywhere, and I'm just going to just draw that in. It's on quarter notes. Let's listen to what that sounds like. Right? Let's move that over to 16ths. Right? And then just kind of adjust this, refine it a bit more. Right? We need to sidechain that, so let's do that now using LFO tool. Why not? Let's just do that. Simple, easy. Right? It sounds a little weird. That's because the phase settings of the oscillator. This is something that a lot of people run into. Sounds like this. What's happening is the start play position of this oscillator plays randomly, and that works out well for like a warmer tone, more analog, but we can adjust the phase and set the phase, the randomness, right? This is kind of selecting the start position. Right now it's like at 100% it can start at any point in this waveform. I want it to start at not random, so 0%, and then move the phase over so it starts about here, right? So it always starts at the zero crossing. This is the zero crossing right here. And then this whole thing is called a duty cycle, which is, there's a joke in there somewhere, but I can't think right now. So right now it sounds like this. Right, if we turn the randomness back on, sounds kind of odd. Okay, so let's adjust the cutoff amount and the filter cutoff and a bit more drive. And I'm using the LFO just as a way to get a quick idea down, the LFO within Serum. Right, so let's listen to what that sounds like. Right, let's adjust the volume LFO. This is just basically side chaining. Right, so what you want to do with Psytrance basses, which I find, is you want a lot more control over the actual side chaining situation. You know, it's kind of hard to nail down the drive with a simple compressor with an Ableton, with the side chain in, whatever. Best to just kind of draw it in. And there you have that. And that's one way to go about it. Right. And yeah, so now we're going to go over another way. I'm going to remove modulator. And I'm actually going to leave that. This is another way to go about it. You can drag in an arpeggiator. This is the same kind of deal. So it's taking this long MIDI note situation and splitting it up. Right, so right now it's kind of like an offbeat cool thing, but we can move that to 16ths again. Right, and this gives us more of a control over the gate. The gate is basically the note length. So lower and then higher. Right, so this will give us more control over the gate, which makes it more driving. Like, silence is good in music, in certain instruments. Okay, so I'm going to open up our envelope 2 and then drag that into the cutoff. And let's listen to what's going on here. Right, it sounds a bit more neater, a bit more driving. I'll increase the gate, give it a bit more flavor. Right, let's bring the decay down on that envelope. Right, and that's a typical driving bass line. So there's another way to go about it, and each of these ways is valid, and each of these ways you have a varying level of control. So I'm actually going to take out the arpeggiator. So now it's back to where it was. What I can do is I can actually just draw it in regular style. I'll just fold it so we can all see it. Right click 16ths. And yeah, just kind of drag that in there. Control DT. Duplicate. Select those all, make them a little bit shorter. We can adjust this later. Select all, Control D, D, D. And there you have a bit more control. And this way, you can do some cool stuff like changing the note length per note. Right? And you can do stuff like that. And you can just refine your groove. Like, the bass is the most important thing and whatnot. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Take care and have a good one.